Well, good morning, folks. It's Neville Naden here from Dubbo, Central West, New South Wales. Allow me to introduce myself. I am BCA's Indigenous Ministry Officer. I'm married to Kathy. We have 3 adult children. Jamie, who is married to Glenn, they have 3 children of their own. And then Nathaniel, who is married to Pip, and Jonathan, who is married to Amy. Thank you for allowing me into your space today, even if it's only via this video medium. It's good to be with you this morning. But since beginning this role some 2.5 years ago, we've set up an Indigenous Ministry Committee for BCA. We've established a number of documents. One is a Reconciliation Action Plan, another is BCA's Indigenous Strategic Plan. The first one, the RAP plan, gives some ideas on how our field staff can engage with the Aboriginal community across the country, and the strategic plan gives some guidance to the BCA board as to how they can develop and improve Indigenous ministry within their particular responsibility. BCA has forever had a presence and worked in Indigenous communities. If not through Indigenous people, through other field staff that have been passionate about seeing the gospel taken to our Indigenous people across this great land. One of the things that BCA wants to do, BCA has had a bit of a mind shift when it comes to Indigenous ministry. No longer do they see Indigenous ministry or Indigenous people as a mission field, but a mission force. And so they're wanting to see Aboriginal people identified, trained up, and then sent out to do ministry amongst their own people. Friends, that to me is exciting. It's great to know that we already have some Indigenous staff. We have Jack and Lil Harradine out of Broken Hill. We have George and Carmel Ferguson up at Walgett. We have Alfreen and Andrew Wright in Gilgandra, who are school chaplains. And then there's Kathy and myself. BCA also has a board member, the Reverend Peter Palmer, who is on the executive of the BCA Council. The National Director's PA is also has Aboriginal heritage, and so we're excited about those things. But the thing that excites me the most is that we now, we have supported 3 Indigenous young people to attend and be trained for gospel ministry. There are 2 at Moore College, a guy by the name of Jonathan Tavawa, and a young lady by the name of Lucy Wheeler. They're doing the diploma in theology there, so please pray for them. And then there's another guy down doing some studies down at Ridley, a young man by the name of Lonnie Bandassi. And so there is quite a few things that are happening. So if you were to ask me in person what excites me, friends, it's those things that excite me, to see Indigenous ministry developing whereby my own people are empowered to take the gospel to their own people. What a wonderful, wonderful opportunity that can be for them. The biggest challenge, I think, is changing people's thinking when it comes to ministry. It's taken us a while to do that within the BCA family, and we're still working on that. And so we want people's worldview to change when it comes to Indigenous ministry. And so that's a big challenge. How we do that? Well, we've got some ideas, and they will be implemented in due course. But they are the main challenges: prayer, finances, and education. People, cultural awareness is a big issue. The reason why a lot of racism exists within our country is because of ignorance. And we want people to step out of their ignorance and into a situation where they can better understand our Indigenous people. And I think once we get to that point, then we can look at other priorities as well. And so people trained, people sent, and people resourced, and people educated when it comes to culture and working in the Indigenous context. If there was one prayer point for me to highlight, it would be that BCA, pray that BCA would be successful in their attempts to equip their field staff to better understand Indigenous ministry, not only field staff, but at a board level as well, but they're better able to understand Indigenous people, that they might be more effective in terms of the way they interact with them.